Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you all hear me? See the screen properly and clearly? Yes, everybody? Yes. Perfecto, I think, right? Just tell me yes or no on the chat box. Yes. So, good afternoon, everybody. Today we would be having the Menti quiz based on this class, that is the Gynoecium fruit and the seed after today's session gets over. Okay? So let's get started with today's super amazing session on the morphology chapter, Gynoecium fruits and seeds. Last class, as you all know, we winded up the class having a small portion of the androecium left out. So we will be starting from that part onwards in today's class. Okay, those who are watching the session right now, don't forget to hit the like button, do share it with your friends and subscribe the amazing platform for more updates on biology. Two amazing session. Tomorrow you will be having NEET 2023 batch would be having the test on living world and biological classification combined. 2021 batch would be having a combined test on 23rd of this month, 23rd June, having this 12 chapters combined. So don't forget to attend the test with whatever preparation you had. And for NEET 2021, tomorrow sharp at 5 p.m., there would be guaranteed +4 marks from the ODD, that is the assisted reproductive technology. Tomorrow sharp at 5, see you live on the channel. Okay, guys, so let's get started with today's amazing class. And before this is the last 8 years analysis for the Morphology of Flowering Plants chapter. 42% of this questions for the past 8 years have been asked from the portion this flower. Okay, from the portion of flower you have received nearly 42% of the question. I will provide you the PDF after the class. Done. So let's get started. Give me hearts on the screen and let's get started with today's super amazing session. Come on. Give me hearts on the screen, everybody, and let's get started with this super amazing session. Come on. Yes. Thank you so much. So guys, androecium is the male reproductive part of a flower which is composed of stamens. Each stamen, which represents the male reproductive organ, it consists of a stalk, which is the filament, and an anther. Each anther is usually bilobed. Okay, anther is usually a bilobed structure, as I have told you, which contains pollen sac. Okay, and a sterile stamen, that is a stamen which is incapable, which is not at all capable of producing a pollen. It's known as sterile stamen. Such a stamen is known as staminode. You should understand the difference between a staminate and a staminode. What do you mean by a staminate flower? What do you mean by a staminate flower? Tell me. Staminode is the sterile stamen. That is the particular plant whose stamen is incapable of pollen production. What do you mean by staminate? What do you mean by the staminate? Very good. The male part of the flower. If the flower is a male flower, you will call such a kind of a flower as staminate flower. If the flower is a female one, you will call them as the pistillate. In the last class, I have told you. I think everybody have forgot, right? Yes. And guys, in certain plants, the stamens are attached to the petals. The stamens will be attached to the petals. That condition is known as epipetalis. Okay. Yes, Abhijit. So in certain condition, the stamens are attached to the petals. Such a condition you will call them as epipetalis condition, as in brinjal. So in brinjal, you will find the combination or the attachment of the stamen to the petals. Okay, the stamens are attached to the petal of the flower. Okay, as in brinjal. And the condition you will known as epiphyllous. if the stamen is attached to the perianth, as in flowers of water lily. Tell me what is perianth? Who is gonna tell me what is perianth? What is perianth? Tell me. Perianth is seen in the flowers of water lily. What do you mean by perianth? Yes. Very good. The sepals and petals together, you will call them as the perianth. When the sepals and petals are fused together, such a condition you will call them as what? Such a condition you will call them as what? Perianth. Yes, the calyx and corolla are fused together in water lily. So guys, if the stamens or the male reproductive part is attached to the petal, such a condition you will call them as epipetalis. And if the stamen is attached to the perianth, you will call them as the epiphyllus. Listen to each and single and every term that I'm telling in the class today, because it's very important for tomorrow's class. It's very, very important for tomorrow's class. Okay. And the stamen in a flower may either remain free. Okay. Polyandrous. Guys, if the stamens are remaining free, that is not united, such a condition you will call them as polyandrous. A previous year NEET question is there. The condition polyandrous is related to which of the following? It is related with the andrecium or the stamen. Or the stamens may be united. United stamens you will call them as synandrous. If the stamens are united, you will call them as synandrous. That is fused andrecium. Very good, Binaya. Tepals, they are the individual unit of the perianth. Give me hearts on the screen. I'm not receiving any kind. Sheikh Sonali, Bhumi, Abhijit, Calvin, Anantu. Give me hearts on the screen. Let's move forward with this super amazing session. Please don't sit like this. Everybody be active. Yes. So guys, this is also a very, very important slide. Okay. This is also going to be a very, very important slide. That is, the stamens may be united in one branch or into one bundle. Guys, in certain plants such as China rose, in China rose, you will find all these stamens or the andrecium, they are fused together to form one single bundle. Okay. The entire stamens in that flower, the entire stamen in that flower will get united into one bunch or one bundle. Such a condition is known as monoadelphous, as seen in China rose. If the stamens are arranged in two bundles, they are called diadelphous condition, as in P. If they are arranged into more than two bundles, you will call such a condition as polyadelphous, as in the citrus, lemon, orange, etc. Okay, lemon, orange, etc. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me, Bhumi. I think there won't be any connection. We are discussing about andrecium and gynoecium. In the last class, we discussed about the accessory walls. Look, they are arranged as a single unit. Look, these are arranged as a single unit or a single bundle. Monoadelphous, diadelphous. 1, 2. Okay, next is the polyadelphous. That is, they are arranged as different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different more than two bundles. Clear? Yes. Abhijit, are you getting the point correctly? I think we should connect to some network, right? right? Just 2 seconds. 2 seconds, we'll come back to the class. Okay, next 2 seconds, we'll come back to the class. Can you all hear me right now properly? Can you all hear me right now properly? Everybody have to answer. Yes? Am I audible to everybody clearly? Or now also is the audio breaking? Yes. I hope right now the screen is also visible. So let's gets back into the class. Up to here, is it clear for everybody? Is it clear for everybody? Is the topics up to here? Is it perfectly clear? Those who are watching the session, please do hit the like button right now. Each and every person have to answer. Abhijit and Calvin, is this clear? Done? Yes. So let's move on to today's topic, that is the gynoecium. What is actually gynoecium? Tell me. What is actually gynoecium? Gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Okay? And the flower is made up of one or more carpel. We have already studied that this part, which is actually designed for the landing the pollen grain, is in such a part which you will call them as the stigma. The stigma is the first part of the gynoecium where the pollen grains would get landed upon. And there is a long slender part through which the pollen tube will get carried out. Such part you will call them as the style. And the bulged portion you will call them as the ovary, and inside this ovary you will have the ovules get arranged. So a carpen mainly consists of three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Ovary is the enlarged basal part. The style connects the stigma to the ovary, and stigma is usually present at the tip of the style and is a receptive structure for pollen grain. Very important. The receptive structure for pollen grain is stigma. Stigma is the receptive structure for pollen grain. And just exactly as how in human beings the embryo is, or the zygote is connected towards the uterus with the help of a placenta, exactly like that in gynoecium, in plants also, the ovules are attached to ovary by a cushion like tissue known as placenta. Okay, next we are going to study about the different positions of the placenta. If the placenta, that is the ovules, can be placed in different positions in the placenta. Okay, suppose if this is an ovary and this is the placental tissue, inside this you will have the placental tissue. Just imagine, inside this you will have the placental tissue. Okay, this is the light yellow colored, inside this is the placental tissue. Just imagine that. Okay, sometimes you can arrange the ovule along the margin. Then you will get the first type of placentation. Sometimes you can arrange them at the center. Then you can get next type. So as the arrangement of ovules vary, you will get different type of placentation. So tell me what is placentation, everybody in the chat box. Each one of you have to tell me. What is placentation? What is placentation? Yes. The arrangement of ovules inside the placenta of the ovary. You will call them as the placentation. So what is placentation? Yes, surely, Sham, we will plan a mega mentee for living world and biological classification based on tomorrow's exam. I hope you are there in our group. So tomorrow we have already arranged an exam, a written test on living world and biological classification. After the written test, we would have the mentee quiz. Done? Okay. Got it, everybody? Nobody have answered. Guys, have you got what is placentation? Tell me. Tell me yes or no on the chat box. Have you got what is placentation? Have you got placentation? Are you there in the Telegram group, Sham? Are you there in the Telegram group? I will. I after this session, I will pin the group link for the Telegram group over there on the comment section. I will actually pin. I will actually pin the particular thing. Okay, I'll pin the link of the Telegram group in the description box or on the comment box after the session gets over. So after the session, you can just check it again. Okay. So Bhumi, I will tell you what is placentation. Placentation is actually the arrangement of ovule inside the placenta. I will show you that. Okay. Before I will tell you, look, this is an arrangement of ovules. Sometimes the ovules can be arranged inside the ovary like this. Just at the margin, just like this, you can arrange the ovule. Sometimes it can be arranged attached to the walls itself, right? Okay. So there are different types of arrangement. Before we move on, that is I will show you. Look how the different type of placentations. That is placentation is the arrangement of ovules within the ovary is known as placentation. Arrangement of ovules within the ovary is known as the placentation. Okay, look, this is an ovule. The ovule can be arranged like this. An ovule can be arranged like this yellow colored. In different way you can arrange. It can get arranged like this, just like this. You can arrange them in different way. I will show you a true image, then you will clearly understand what is a placentation. Guys, inside the P, you will find them arranged like this, inside the margin. Right, Bhumi? I hope you have got it. You will get a clear idea right now. This is a placentation. This is a placentation, the arrangement of seeds, arrangement of ovules inside the placenta. Hope you got it. When you cut a lemon, when you cut okay. So let's come back to the slide where we have stopped. Yes. So guys, when more than one carpel is present, they may be free. Okay, if the carpels are free, you will call such a condition as the apocarpus condition. If the carpels are free, you will call them as apocarpus condition. Apocarpus means free carpel. If they are fused, you can call them as the syncarpus condition. Syngamy, fertilization, that is syngamy, fusion. So the carpels will be fused. Okay. So examples of apocarpus condition is seen in lotus and rose. Lotus and rose, you will find the apocarpus condition. In mustard and tomato, you will find syncarpus condition. And we have already studied that the ovule develop into seed and an ovary matures into a fruit. Previous year question. Have you all got what is meant by apocarpus condition and syncarpous condition. After the whole chapter, after the entire chapter, I will take a separate session for the mnemonic for this morphology chapter. Okay, I will tell you whole examples inside this chapter as a single session at the end of this chapter. Done? So apocarpous condition seen in lotus and rose, syncarpous condition is seen in mustard and tomato. So after the session you will have the class, so please be careful. Okay. So we already studied what is placentation. It is the arrangement of ovules within the ovary. There are mainly 5 types of placentation: marginal placentation, axial placentation, parietal placentation, basal placentation, and free central. We don't have to study about the central. We have 5 types. We have to study 5 types, that is marginal, axial, parietal, basal, and free central placentation. So let's go and study one by one. Okay. First is the marginal placentation. In marginal placentation, the placenta forms a ridge along the ventral suture of the ovary, and the ovules are borne on this ridge, forming 2 rows as in the P. Guys, in the P you will have a structure like this, right? In the P you will find they are arranged, the seed or the particular fruit is arranged like this. And you will find the other part over here. When you separate it, I am drawing the separated structure. Okay, and in the separated structure, in this area you will find the seeds. What is actually the seeds? The seeds are actually the ovules, right? Have you seen it like this? Give me hearts on the screen if you have seen a structure like this. Ventral suture, you will find them arranged. Look, they are arranged like this. Right, everybody? Yes. So that type of a placentation or that type of arrangement of an ovule, you will call them as the marginal placentation, and the example is seen in P. Okay? Yes. Next is the axial placentation. Next is the axial placentation. When the placenta is axial and the ovules are attached to a multilocular ovary, look, all the ovules are attached to a single point in the center, which is actually separated, right? These are the ovules which are actually separated like this. Due to the formation of septum, they are separated. So exactly like this, look, all the ovules are attached like this. So it is said to be an axial placentation seen in China rose, tomato, and lemon. Okay, China rose, tomato, and lemon. Guys, when you cut lemon also, you will find a structure like this. Today itself, if you have a lemon in your home, you can cut it. Then you will find the seeds of the lemon arranged like this in the center, having a septum like this, having a partition in between like this. You will find the seeds of the lemon arranged like this. If you have a tomato at your home, you can cut the tomato into 2. Then you will also find the seeds of the tomato will be arranged like this. Guys, what are actually tomato? What are the seeds of the tomato? What are the seeds of the lemon? What are the seeds of the China rose? All these are the what they are, where the ovules. So if you can observe it very clearly, then you can easily understand. So China rose, tomato, lemon, you will find the axial placentation. In parietal placentation, the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary. So in which type of placentation the ovules develop on the inner wall of the ovary? Look, they develop on the inner wall of the ovary in parietal placentation. Ovary is one chamber. There is no particular formation of a septa or something to separate, right? So ovary is one chamber, but it becomes two chamber due to the formation. False septum is the placentation. Done? You should definitely have to by heart this. You can. Yes, NEET 622, it's live. I'm here with your charts, reading your charts. Dear, what happened? So, when the ovules are born on the central axis and the septa are absent, look, all are present in the central point itself. Such a condition you will call them as free central placentation. Example in dianthus and primrose. In dianthus and primrose, you will find the ovules are born on the central axis and the septa is absent. Guys, every day we have one dislike for all the video. I don't know, before even starting, at the instant when we schedule the session itself, someone will come and dislike the session and go. And I don't know why these people are doing like this, but I'm not going to bother about it. Why? Because there are 10 is to 1. Okay, 10 likes is to 1 dislike. So I'm not going to bother about it. One humble request to the student, if you're hearing, those who have disliked the session and hearing my lecture, please have at least a bit shame on yourself for disliking the session and hearing my lecture again. And first of all, understand what's happening in the class, and I have not invited you to the class even. Done? Yes. Last one is the basal placentation. The placenta develops along the base of the ovary and a single ovule is attached to it, as in sunflower and marigold. In sunflower and marigold, you will find only a single ovule. Guys, tell me, how many types of placentation are there in our NCERT for us to study? How many types of placentation are there for us to study? Let's revise it once again, and before we move on, okay, we have 24 slides. How many types of placentation we have to study, guys? Yes, we have 5 different types of placentation. Can you just name it one by one, everybody, as in the order we have studied? As in the order, don't mix it. You have to study what the order that I am teaching you, or as per the NCERT. Just tell one by one, everybody. One by one, just tell me. Yes. Yes, first one is the marginal placentation. Second one is the axial placentation. Third one is the parietal placentation. And the fourth one is the free central placentation. And the last but not the least, you have the basal placentation as well. Okay. So, tell me what is the example for a marginal placentation. Tell me what was the example for a marginal placentation. Yes. Marginal placentation is seen in which plant, or which, it's seen in P. Marginal placentation is seen in P. What is the example for a parietal placentation? What is the example for the parietal placentation? Tell me. What is the example for the parietal placentation? Parietal placentation, what all things? Yes. So axial placentation, you will have China rose, tomato, and lemon. For parietal placentation, you will have mustard and argemone. Shake. Tomato is an example for an axial placentation. Okay, tomato is an example for an axial placentation. But the China rose is an example for an axial placentation. Okay, I have asked you about the parietal placentation. Parietal placentation, you will find mustard and argemone. Okay, dianthus and primrose, you will have free central placentation and basal placentation in sunflower and marigold. Next topic that we have to study over here is about the fruit. Give me hearts on the screen before we move on to the next part of the chapter about the fruit. Come on. Come on, everybody. Yes. We will be soon moving on to today's Menti quiz. Okay. So the fruit is a characteristic feature of the flowering plant. Fruit is a characteristic feature. It is a mature or ripened ovary after fertilization. Everybody knows this, right? This is a previous year NEET MCQ as well. Mature or ripened ovary. If a fruit is formed without fertilization, guys, if the ovule inside the ovary directly develops into a new organism or new fruit, such kind of a fruit formation you will call them as parthenocarpic fruit. Done. This is a previous year question. This is a previous year question. If a fruit is formed without fertilization of the gametes or fertilization of the ovary, you will call them as the parthenocarpic fruit. The fruit consists of a wall or the pericarp and the seed. So a fruit has a covering. So every fruit has an outer covering which is referred to as the pericarp. Okay, you will call the structure as pericarp. Along with you have the seeds. The pericarp may be dry or fleshy. When the pericarp is thick and fleshy, it is differentiated into outer epicarp, middle mesocarp, and the inner endocarp. Okay, if this is a particular fruit, if the pericarp is dry and fleshy, okay, pericarp can be dry or fleshy. If it is very thick, the pericarp will divide itself into an outer epicarp. Okay, this is the epicarp. Then the middle part you will have them as the mesocarp, and the inner structure you will call them as the endocarp. Clear? Yes. Look everybody, let's discuss with the structure of a seed. Look, the outer part you will call them as the epicarp. This coconut, this you will call them as the epicarp. In coconut, the specialty is it will have a fibrous mesocarp. In coconut you will find a fibrous mesocarp. Whereas in mango, the mesocarp is the part which we are eating. Endocarp is the hard, stony structure in the middle of the mango. In case of mango, this hard, stony structure you will call them as the endocarp, and the outer peel that you will call them as the epicarp. The part of the mango that we eat you will call them as the mesocarp. In case of coconut, the outer part you will call them as the epicarp. The fibrous portion you will call them as the mesocarp. Then you have a central cavity. Okay, that is known as the endocarp. Okay, that is known as the endocarp. Clear? Clear for everybody? Is it clear? Done? I hope you can understand very easily with this super diagram. Yes. So guys, in mango and coconut, the fruit is known as a drupe. In certain reference guide, you will find so many kinds of fruits, so many types of fruits such as berry, nuts, drupe, different types of fruit you will find. But as per our NCERT, you have to study only what is a drupe, and what are the examples of a drupe. That is, mango and coconut are examples of a drupe. I will tell you what is a drupe. Drupe is those kind of fruits that develops from a monocarpellary superior ovary. Monocarpellary superior ovary. Okay, and they are one seeded. In coconut, in mango and all, you will find only one seed. So they are monocarpellary superior ovary and are one seeded. In mango, the pericarp is well differentiated into an outer thin epicarp, a middle fleshy edible mesocarp, and inner stony endocarp. In coconut, which is also a fruit, the mesocarp is fibrous. Previous year question. Give me hearts on the screen, everybody. If this up to here, is it clear? Everybody watching the session, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button and show your support. Yes. And please do just come on, those who have not done that yet till now, please do hit the like button right now itself. So let's move on with this. Monocarpellary means there is only one carpel. Monocarpellary means there is only one carpel. Okay, monocarpellary, one carpel. Okay, in certain plants you will find dicarpellary, bicarpellary are there, multicarpellary ovary are there, and superior ovary. What do you mean by superior ovary? Superior ovary means the, oh my god, yes, superior ovary means the ovary occupies the highest position. I think in lecture number 3 we have discussed about the hypogynous, epigynous and perigynous condition. Hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous condition in lecture number 3. I think we have discussed about that. China rose, mustard, brinjal and all we discussed there. Plum, rose and peach, semi-inferior ovary. That is, guys, if this is the ovary, this is the ovary. All other floral whorls such as the sepals, the petals and even the androecium as well, they originate from the part below the gynoecium. So that is the ovary stand superior to everything. I hope it's clear for everybody. I hope it's clear for everybody. Yes. So the ovules after fertilization will convert into seeds. So ovules after fertilization will convert into seeds. A seed is made up of a seed coat and an embryo. A seed is made up of a seed coat and an embryo. And this embryo is made up of a radicle. Guys, what is the part that arises from the radicle known as? What is the part that arises from the radicle known as? Tell me, we have studied a part that arises from the radicle and a part that arises from the plumule. We have studied, right? Yes. What is the part? So, yes, it's the root. The roots originate from the radicle. Okay, and an embryonal axis is there. An embryonal axis is there. Then you will find two cotyledon in dicot plants. In dicot plants, you will find two cotyledon. In monocot plants, you will find one cotyledon. Okay, it consists of an embryonal axis and one cotyledon in monocot plants such as wheat and maize, and two cotyledon in dicot plants such as gram and pea. Guys, in wheat and all, you will find only one cotyledon, whereas in gram, pea and all, you will find two cotyledon. Okay, so look everybody, from the plumule will give rise to the future shoot. Here you will find a structure like this, and you will find us, oh my god. Yes, you will find a structure like this, which is the plumule, and you will find a similar structure going downward also. Okay, so this you will call them as the radicle, okay, which forms the root. The cotyledon, and you will have the seed coat covering all these embryo, zygote, cotyledon, everything. Clear? Yes. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the structure of a dicot seed. Look, the dicot seed. First of all, we are going to study about the structure of a dicot seed. Okay, this is how the dicot seed looks like. They have two cotyledon. They have two cotyledon. Okay, a dicot seed have two cotyledon. It have a plumule which arises, give rise to the stem. It have a radicle which give rise to the root, right? So these are the main portions. These are the main portions of a dicot stem. So let's discuss them in words itself. The outermost covering of a seed is known as the seed coat. So seed coat is the outermost covering of a seed. It has two layers, that is the outer testa and inner tegmen. So the outer covering of a dicot seed is called a testa, and the inner layer you will call them as the tegmen. Okay, and the hilum is a small scar on the seed coat through which the developing seeds were attached to the fruit. The seeds are previously they were ovules, so they have to get attached to the placenta of the ovary, right? So there is a small scar in gram and all, in gram, P and all, you will find a small scar on the surface of the seed. A small scar on the surface of the seed. Have you all found? Have you seen about it? A small scar through which the developing seeds were there. And above the hilum, there will be a small pore which is known as the micropyle. Okay, there is a micropyle, and within the seed coat, there is an embryo consisting of an embryonal axis and two cotyledon. Why? Because we are discussing a dicot seed. Okay, the cotyledons are often fleshy and full of reserve food materials. At the end, there would be a radicle and a plumule as well. Guys, I have told you about the triple fusion. Triple fusion when we discussed about the flower, right? Triple fusion. Okay, done. Double fertilization, that is inside the ovule. Inside the ovary, you will have two central cells, right? So one of the male gamete will fertilize with this to form a triploid structure. A triploid structure which is known as the endosperm. What is the function? You will study detail about endosperm in your class 12. Okay, we'll study in detail in your class 12. In some seeds such as castor, the endosperm formed as a result of double fertilization is stored food. It's storing food. Such a kind of a seeds are called endospermic seed. That is, guys, the endosperm are actually the structure which we are eating. In certain plants such as bean, gram and pea, the endosperm is not present in the mature seed because whole food reserve material. Actually, guys, I will tell you what is this endosperm first of all. Okay, what is this endosperm first of all? Okay, guys, endosperm means it is actually a product of double fertilization, and this endosperm is actually reserving the food, or it is storing the reserve food material necessary for the zygote or the embryo, the future plant. Okay, in certain plants such as bean, gram, pea and all, as the embryo develops or as the new plant develops, what happen? It will take out the nutrients from the endosperm itself, and the endosperm is completely consumed. What is it? The endosperm is completely consumed. If the endosperm is completely consumed, in the seeds there is no endosperm. So such a seed is known as non-endospermous. Non-endospermous. Whereas in castor, the embryo won't use up the endosperm completely. Such a condition you will call them as the endospermous seed. Give me hearts on the screen if the structure of a dicot seed is absolutely clear for everybody. Yes? Yes. So guys, this is a small pore which is a hilum, and there is a small opening which is the micropyle. Next we are going to study about the structure for a monocot seed. Yes, guys, this is a monocot seed. In monocot seed, you will have the presence of an endosperm. So this is the endosperm. There is a protein layer in a monocot plant. In a monocot seed, you will find a protein layer which is referred to as the alluron layer. What is it? You will find the layer that is the alluron layer. And you will find the cotyledon of the monocot plants is known as scutellum. What you will call the cotyledon of monocot plants? You will call them as the scutellum. Repeat the term along with me there on the chat box, everybody. What is the, repeat the term along with me. The cotyledon of the monocot plants is known as scutellum. And Guys, in monocot also the structure, that's a plumule is present and a radical is present. Okay. Yes, it's scutellum. So scutellum is the cotyledon of the monocot, and alluron layer is a protein-rich layer that covers the embryo, covers the seed. So guys, this is a very important. There are two structures, there is a plumule and radical present in monocot also. But here you will find a particular structure known as coleoptile. You will find a particular structure. Look, this is a structure. Coleoptile that covers the plumule. Okay. So a small sheath that covers the plumule is known as coleoptile, and a sheath that covers the radical you will call them as the coleorhiza. Repeated previous year NEET MCQ. Repeated previous year NEET MCQ, guys. Tell me, have you got it or not? Yes, coleoptile covers the plumule and coleorhiza covers the radical. Coleoptile covers the radical. Coleoptile covers the plumule and coleorhiza covers the radical. And always remember, guys, the endosperm is 3N. Sometimes a question for your exam can come. Answer the question along with me on the chat box, everybody. A particular plant has 2n is equal to 8. How many chromosomes are present in the endosperm? Tell me. We studied endosperm is triploid. 2n is equal to 8 condition. Then identify the number of chromosomes in the endosperm. Yes, you can comment down the answers. Those who doesn't know the answer can tell it also. Yes, one of you have answered it as 12. How many of you are going with the answer 12? How many of you are going with the answer 12? Nobody? What happened? Guys, in a plant you will have 2n is equal to 8. Right? 2n is equal to 8 means n is equal to 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. So how many chromosomes are present in the endosperm? It is triploid in nature. So 3 into 4. How many chromosomes? 12. What's the doubt for that? Everybody keeping silent. What happened? Guys, are you hearing me or can you hear? At least please tell that. Can you all hear me? Can I give you one more question? Can I ask you one more question? Just answer this question. The number of chromosome in the gamete. Yes, listen to the question very, very carefully. Okay. Listen to the question very, very carefully. The number of chromosome in the gamete. The number of chromosome in the gamete is actually the number of chromosome in the gamete is 12. How many chromosomes are present in its endosperm? How many chromosomes are present in its endosperm? Number of chromosome in the gamete is 12. So number of chromosome in the endosperm is. Yes. Who's going to answer the question fast? After this slide, we are going to have the mentee. That is what you guys are making mistake. Guys, what is the ploidy of a gamete? What is the ploidy of the gamete? Gamete ploidy is n. So I have directly given you n is equal to 12 in the question. In the last question, I have given you 2n is equal to something, right? 2n is equal to 8 or something I have given. Ploidy of a gamete is simply n. Abhijit, are you getting? I think you are feeling difficulty with this. Binaya, it's not 18. I've given you n is equal to 12. So what is it? 3n, that is 3 into 12, 36. So have you, each one of you got it, or you want me to give one more question? Do you want, you can tell me yes or no on the chat box. You can tell me what you need. Do you want me to give you one more question, or you have understood the concept? If you need, I'll give you one more question. Okay, listen to the question very carefully. Okay, listen to the question very carefully, everybody. Okay, listen. The number of chromosomes, the number of chromosomes in the endosperm of maize grain, it's not the correct absolute values. Okay, the number of chromosomes in the endosperm of a maize grain is maize grain is 30. How many chromosomes are present inside the gamete? Tell me. Take your own time and tell me the answer fast. Listen to the question very, very clearly and tell me the answer. The number of chromosome in the endosperm is 30. Number of chromosome in endosperm is 30. I have asked you number of chromosomes in the gamete. Yes? Let me take out a blank slide so that I can explain to you that clearly. Okay. I will take a blank slide and listen everybody. Listen everybody. Guys, what is the ploidy of gamete? Tell me. Just forget about everything and tell me this. What is the ploidy of the gamete? Is it haploid, is it diploid, or is it triploid? What is the ploidy of gamete? Yes, the ploidy of a gamete is simply N. What is the ploidy of a normal cell or a normal part? Normal cell, what is it? Normal cell, what is the ploidy of a normal cell? Yes, the normal cell, it is 2n. Diploid condition. And what is the ploidy of an endosperm? Endosperm, the ploidy is 3n. So gamete it is n, normal cell it is 2n, endosperm it is 3n. Okay. Okay. So listen very, very carefully. Everybody have to listen this. The number of chromosomes in the gamete of maize plant, in the gamete of a plant or a maize plant is 5. What is the chromosome number in endosperm? Tell me. Number of chromosome in a gamete is 5. Endosperm, you have to tell me. Absolutely, it is the 15. Got it, everybody? That's it. So listen, you have to read the question very carefully and you have to answer that. That's it. Very easy one. Got it, everybody? Yes. So let's move back to our slides. Yes. So generally, the monocotyledonous seed are endospermic, but in orchids, they are non-endospermic. In the seeds of cereals such as maize, the seed coat is membranous and generally fused with the fruit wall. The endosperm is bulky and stores food. The outer covering of the endosperm is called this aleuron layer, which is a proteinaceous layer. The embryo is small and situated in a groove at one end of the endosperm. It consists of one large shield-shaped cotyledon known as the scutellum with a short axis plumule and radicle. and the plumule is covered by the coleoptile and the radicle is covered by the coleorhiza. Abhijit, is it clear? Calvin, Abhijit, Sheikh, Sonali, is it clear? Done. So that marks the end of today's super amazing session. That marks the end of today's super amazing session. Give me hearts on the screen and let's move on to today's Menti quiz. Let's move on to today's Menti quiz. Okay. Yes. You can go to slido.com and you can use the code. Oh my god, it's not working. Yes. Go to slido.com and you can use the code. Now the code appears on the screen. Yes. You go to slido.com and you can use the code 197711. Slido.com. Go to Google search exactly as how you go for the Menti. Also go to slido.com and enter the special code. You can enter the code. That is, the code is given on the screen. 197711. 197711. Yes, everybody can join right now. I'll give you just 10 seconds, 10 to 20 seconds to join. Everybody can do it right now. Yes. Done. Everybody, Abhijit, Sheikh, Calvin, everybody join. Anandu, everybody join the quiz fast. I'll give you just 10 more seconds to join for the quiz, after which we have to get it started. Yes. Yes, everybody, starting the quiz. Once again, repeating, go to slido.com and use the code 197711. Let's starting the quiz in 3. Starting the quiz in 2. Starting the quiz in 1. And the first question is right now on your screen. Let's get started. First question. Placentation in which ovules are developed on the inner wall of ovary or on the peripheral part? Oh my god, you are not receiving the question? Yes. Placentation in which ovules are developed on the inner wall of ovary or on the peripheral part? NEET 2019 MCQ. Basal, axial, parietal, free central. Yes. Let's check the poll rate. Very good. The correct answer is option number C, parietal placentation. We have discussed in the class, it is developed on the inner wall of the ovary. Moving on to question number 2. The term polyadelphous refers to. The term polyadelphous refers to NEET 2016, NEET 2017 MCQ. Gynoecium, Andrecium, corolla and calyx. Polyadelphous. Yes, you have 3, 2, 1 and the poll rate right now. It's there on the screen. Very good. No doubt for that. Polyadelphous, Andrecium. Question number 3. Coconut fruit is berry, nut, capsule and drupe. We studied in the class. Coconut and mango are examples of a fruit that develops from the monocarpellary superior ovary, that is referred to as the drupe. There is no doubt for that, right? It is developing from the drupe. It's not the nut. I have told you we have to study only about the drupe. So drupe is the correct answer. Okay, drupe is the correct answer for the question. Moving on to question number 4. The standard petal of a papillonaceous petal, standard petal or of a papillonaceous corolla is referred to as NEET 2016 Vexillum corona carina keel. Vexillum corona carina keel. NEET 2016 MCQ. There is no doubt for these things. I don't know why they have clicked. The correct answer is Vexillum. Last and final question for the day. The wheat grain has an embryo with one large shield-shaped cotyledon known as AIPMT 2015, scutellum, coleoptile, epiblast, and coleobroisa. Yes, we will have the leaderboard, and in today's class, we will have one more lecture on. Guys, what is the need for coleoptile? It's scutellum. I have been repeatedly telling that. Right? Leaderboard on the screen. It's taking too much of time than expected. Yes. And there was a small technical glitch. That's why I was not able to end the live.